gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come.
Yeah, change coming fast. Days running past, we made runners ablaze and stay numbered last. The pain that we display, you can't understand. That's why we move with the faith of David Abraham. We tryna pace where the apes be. Keys like HP, curses live at HD. Women chasing clout and brothers changing their faces. Screaming, oh God, send your son to save us.
So tired of all the pain. See all my people in it. Cause living day to day is hard to face. I know that on that day you can release them chains. So give him all the praise and change. Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. Yeah, it's time for a change to come to my people. Cause Lord knows that we ain't treated equal. 400 years of the same old ish. Brave rob, killed and spoiled, getting off the ship. Now check it, can barely wait for that day to come. Getting ready for that war, time to beat the drum. And to the ones trying to hold me back with bent up faces, just call me Master Eddie, trading places.
Change gon' come, and it's coming fast. I know change gon' come, cause this world won't last. I know it's so much hurt, and it's so much pain. But when them cherries come, just know the world gon' change. Why my people cry, cause they tired of lies. That's why we face the east, pray to your how it shine. Cause change gon' come, prophecy says that change gon' come. Yeah.
So tired of all the pain. See all my people in it. Cause living day to day is hard to face. I know that on that day you can release them chains. So give him all the praise and change. Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come.
Look, we've been trying to get up out of this, but we've been too busy worshiping some nonsense. Jesus, we want change that happen real quick, but we are stiff-necked people and we don't give a All women all up on Instagram, shaking and twerking their ass like they don't give a damn. And if we really want change, we gotta open our book and be baptized again. We gotta change.
So tired of all the pain. See all my people in it. Cause living day to day is hard to face. I know that on that day you can release them chains. So give him all the praise and change. Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come.
Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing scripts that change gon' come. You know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing scripts that change gon' come. That change gon' come. That change gon' come. That change gon' come.
Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me.
they get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me, they get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me, they get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me, they get souls for me. Me and my brothers, Saturdays, we be out teaching on corners. We be out speaking to goners, hoping to bring a few fish to the Alya'Al. We be out teaching in Babylon. A lot of these niggas can't phase us. A lot of these brothers we speaking to wanna bring kingdom to white again nations. And we just want reparations. And we just wanna see Esau in chains. Half of you niggas saw Django in chain. Half of you niggas saw Toya a slave. Still wanna say the oppressor. This is a cut, keep it a buck. None of my brothers is keeping it shut. Open the book and we bringing them cuts. Every baby we bringing them up. Elevation, we teaching them what? The Bible is prophecy, look in the book. The Bible is prophecy, look in the book. We've been looking at pages. Now we can see that it's talking to me. Now we can see that it's talking to we. Posted up deep, bringing water for free. My brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me. They get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me. They get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me, they get souls for me. Me and my brothers, they gon' roll for me. They oppose me, they get souls for me. Me and my brothers, Sabbath days, we be out teaching them corners. We be out teaching the corners, teaching them put something through on your borders. Sabbath days, we be out teaching them corners. We be out teaching the corners, through on your borders. Sabbath days, we be out teaching the corners. We be out teaching the corners, teaching them put something through on their borders. Sabbath day, we be out teaching them corners. We be out teaching the corners, teaching them put something through on their borders. Sabbath day, we be out teaching them corners. We be out teaching the corners, teaching them put something through on your borders. Sabbath day, we be out teaching them corners. Can't nobody move like us. 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 People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. I know you heard what the pastor say. Better get the truth or you pass away. We can see the booths in the masquerade. Standing in the booth made of grass and hay. Strapping up the boots on the Saturday. Gathering the troops for the black and Asiatic indigenous people that was sacked by Spain. Now you know the language of your masters. Now you trying to buy up all your masters. Now they got your women while you master. Now you throwing kitties in like Asta. Now you love your chains and you lack escape. Never saw a day when the blacks were great because they clever saw a way they could master face. If not them, then the facts are racist. Look at my back, never back to bases, I'm gone. Can't nobody move like us. 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 People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Methamphetamines in your veins. Couldn't see the spirit, so you ran into the pain. Couldn't fly with spirit, so you landed in the plane. With a liquor in the pills and the women give you gain. Running from the father, but he calling your name. Run a little father and you right back at the same. Nobody ever taught him that it's never gonna change. Till he turn back to the east, never go back to your ways. Used to feel like the bag could save me. Used to smoke trees and relax, but lately I really found peace when I passed the bacon. And I live by these things, so I passed the bacon. In the word, not Pastor Mason. Not led by God, most pastors Masons. Most pastors faking, no paths are vacant. No classes to show those masters Nathan on God. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people.
Big Jew.
Peculiar people, peculiar people.
Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody do it like us. They ain't really brewing like us. Who would've ever thought it'd be us? Cause they ain't been through it like us. They don't keep the law like us. They ain't outlaws like us. They ain't strong like us. On the block like us. Giving hope to the community. Kill the separation, we just focus on the unity. Every 7 standing on the corner with the KJV. We don't even need a bunch of brothers, give me 2 or 3. Give me 20 minutes and I'll teach you your identity. Keep an open mind and listen up and maybe you will see. Ooh, these are the nations, they want your salvation. They don't give a damn about what we've been through. They will not tell you the chosen is you. So come follow me, I'll teach you how to move.
Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people.
Why I let you fall? You know, just gonna keep it real. Yeah, how I live. I might speak that slang, but got that word. Yo, I can still pull up where I served in. They watching my moves, they observing. Steam my brother, it's whatever for you. I'ma serve. What you need? I might speak that slang, but got that word. Yo, I can still pull up where I served in. They watching my moves, they observing. I see my brother, it's whatever for you. I'ma serve. I'm standing right here, you can crucify me. I'll forever be a voice for the voiceless. Hang with the Lord, you can get on. Asking my haters who they put on. Do this for the Lord, we don't put on. And we lay down the blueprint, and we following the red print. Put a blue letter, re-reference. No blood or Crips, y'all brothers repent. You know the vibes when we bump shows. No, we going up, but don't speak on. Know what I'm on in real time. And we too lit for lies. Them box they living lies. Don't need your criticize. Never met him one time, but my name in his mind. Why most I gotta remind to stop the COVID, they wild. I might speak that slang, but got that word. Yo, I can still pull up where I served in. They watching my moves, they observe. Steam my brother, it's whatever for you. I'ma serve. I might speak that slang, but got that word. Yo, I can still pull up where I served in. They watching my moves, they observe. Steam my brother, it's whatever for you. I'ma serve. Yo.
Brother, Jonathan got bars, man. He got bars. But he always making slow music, man. Wanna pray to his music and meditate. He can't get hype, man. Sometimes I wanna get hype for the Lord. Come on, man.
Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, keeping them close. Man, we got fringes and seats on the clothes. Me and my brothers ain't sleeping, we reading the secrets. The deepest you've been is the ocean. Now we been swimming in waters that's deeper than rivers to Jordan. We creeping up on them. It's the 14th of the month. Bone Thugs one day late for the show. Oh. Ain't never been out, ever since Redderman, Redder Pen Pals. You too late, you let them in now. We like veterans, niggas us power. These secrets only come through steady, no regrets. We walk through water like Jesus. We raising the dead, you see this. Look at this evening pose. Blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post.
We holding post, chopping up doctors, they ain't coming close. They had the 3 strikes like I wanted Franco. We're Rochelle toast, wisdom is better than silver and gold. This water is knocking down wicked Pharaoh. Can't swim through the sea, made it was too slow. Pharaoh was sober-minded, think he can and go. Escape on a starry night, Victor Van Gogh. Living good unchained like Quincy Django. Strippers down in the hood, now they wanna tango. Death angels coming close, so watch your back, bro. Want you bad, bro? We grilling that lamb, we gon' eat that. That bread, bit of herb, we gon' eat that. Doing this till your how I come and see that. We that. Oh.
Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. The Pesach and Nissan. We found faith in Misraim. We got to be strong. Walking through water, pray we don't sink. Strapped up, boots tight. Walking up right, boy, we don't lean. 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 Walking up right, we see that. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post.
Shalom, 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 everybody. Welcome back to another Milk Mondays. I'm Officer Knock. Captain Alya'Al will be joining me here in a little second. But we want to thank everyone for being in class. Salakia for the little lateness. But we're going to get started. Tonight's Milk Monday class is This Is How Real Africans View Us. And I think you kind of know where this is going. So we're going to go over a few things. Captain's going to go over a few things, I think a few videos. And also we're going to talk about the pre-prep for Passover, because our Passover is coming in a couple of days. All praises to the Most High for that. But before we get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, to Yahweh Bahashim Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Again, I want to thank everyone for always being diligent, coming to class, because we are an Israelite, a Hebrew Israelite school. We bring out these classes week to week, to edify our people, to build this kingdom up. So we're so thankful that you are here with us this evening. So before we get started, before Cap gets started, I want to give a few intros, right? I want to give a few announcements. Any brothers who are wanting to, do the work with the Anointed House of Saints, you want to, put your brick in to build this kingdom up, you can do so by sending us your interest at anointedhos@gmail.com. In the subject line, please put prospect phase, and we will get with you as to when our next prospect phase will begin. All right. Also, as you know, Passover, this is Passover week for Anointed House of Saints. We will be congregating for Passover in Atlanta, Georgia. Matter of fact, let me do this real quick. I can just go straight to the website because, and I believe we also have, pull it up here real quick. Here we go. We got our Passover 2025 in Atlanta, Georgia. Colors are burgundy, gold, white, and some cream. The location will be in Atlanta, Georgia. The time of the Passover will be 7 p.m. Anyone who is wanting to still congregate with Anointed House of Saints, you can still, I believe, purchase tickets. You can do so by coming to our website. This is anointedhouseofsaints.org, anointedhouseofsaints.org. And as you can see, we have tickets for sale. Single tickets are $75. Family tickets, and I think that's up to 5 members in the family, is $150. But if you want to join us, please go to the website, go and purchase a ticket, and come with us, and let's celebrate this Passover for 2025 with Anointed House of Saints. All praises for that. Also, since I'm here on the website, if no one's ever been to our website, we've been building this. We've been adding more to it. And we would love for people to visit the website. Reason why is because we have a lot of things on here that we're building that will be edifying to you also. Also, we're looking for support, because in this kingdom that we're trying to build, we need our people to support one another, right? Businesses need to support the community. So you can do so if you are able to, right? Hit the support tab right here. This is going to change it, send you to a donation package page where we have our $20, $50, and $100 donation packages where you can subscribe and donate monthly to any of these 3 packages. And they all come with incentives, right? As a matter of fact, if anyone is still wanting to come to Passover, if you become a mission partner and pay your $100, which will be every month, you have free access to this year's Passover and other Passovers to come, and also first fruits and tabernacles. All right. So we put this website up for our community, for our congregation. We also have a shop on our AHOS website where you can purchase merchandise. As you can see, we're also we got pants, we got cups, mugs, bucket hats, blankets, and we're adding more as we grow. All right. So support us in that way. Also, if you're not able to support us through subscribing with a donation package, but also you can also give alms to support our school, and that's through Cash App, via Cash App, $AHOS School. These donations go towards our school and to all the schools actually that we have in different states, because we're trying to build this kingdom back. All right. So all praises for that. Let me stop sharing that. Let's get back to it. Hey, Cap, you got a video you want to show, right? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do shout outs at the end of class. We kind of got started a little late, so Salakia for that. So whenever you're ready to start, Cap, we can go ahead and begin and get class going. The water for everyone. Hey, when you come in the room, hit the like, hit the share button, subscribe, all right? Spread the news. AHOS Milk Mondays is live right now. Need to be here. All praise to the Most High. Cap, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and take over.
All right. Shalom, y'all. Switched it up on you. Know what I mean? Yes, sir. But shalom. Of course, the brother said we're getting ready for Passover, so I wanted to quickly go over a little bit of Passover prep. There might be brothers that go further into this throughout the week, so just prepare for that. I'm just going to do a little quick one in case people don't see the videos later on, you know what I mean? Some of y'all like that. So, but go ahead and give me Deuteronomy 16:4, right? Okay. And before we get started, right? Because I'm sure y'all know the elephant in the room. I just want to make it clear that what we did yesterday, right, wasn't nothing to get no clout or nothing. It was simply for me, right, and my Passover prep, mainly, right? I had some things I had to get off my chest, as y'all saw, right, based off things that were said about me. So I was able to do that, right, to purge that leaven from my spirit. I ain't got to worry about it no more. So that's what happened. You know what I mean? That's what that was. That wasn't what a few people in the community have tried to make it sound like, right, from the other side. So, yeah, reaction so far has been pretty positive. So thank y'all for that and understanding what the objective was of, what I was doing yesterday. So, all right, let's get into this thing. Deuteronomy 16:4. When you're ready. All right, yeah, because I know how that is.
Yeah, 1 second, Cap.
House phones. Yeah, you straight. Yeah, man. So that's all that was, But y'all hit the like button when y'all come in the building, Baba Kasha. We're going to get into this little Passover prep part. Then we're going to talk about these Africans, right? Because I found a very interesting video on YouTube. It just popped up on my feed like maybe Friday. And, it's going to kind of show you how they feel about us as far as the way we feel and the things that we say in America as far as our plight, right? And I realized something just watching this. And Knock, maybe you could enlighten me before we get started, right? But how Africans be talking about the struggle, how we're spoiled and stuff, and we didn't really grow up in tough environment and stuff like that. I realized when they talk about it, they usually mean because they didn't have any water, because that's what this girl kept saying. So You're saying you mean the environment you in is because you ain't having no water, and you just think everybody in America has water, right? But that doesn't mean the water is good. If you go to Flint, you can't use your water. You got to pay for water bottles to take a shower and stuff, depending on where you at. I know because my family's from Flint. I got people there right now. My Uncle Stanley died in a house over there like that, right? Burned up. So that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. We've been through situations, right? We have plight and horror stories that we have in America as far as our conditions here. But I realized that with them, because of the stories, I guess, from foreign people and foreign nations that they tell about America and the things that we have supposedly, like every household's got, a whole lot of money grow on trees, and because that's where that comes from, right? Folks that are from that saying, I'm saying, it's a saying from the Caribbean. Started in the Caribbean because folks from the Caribbean will come over to America and then go back and tell their people that, like, the folks in America are so rich, money grow on trees. You know what I mean? So, like, it's stuff like that I guess makes them think we have it perfect and we have this great life here in America. And that's not really the way it is. So I just thought that was interesting because it seemed like every time she was pointing to how bad the condition is and how great we had growing up, she kept talking about, you guys have running water and we don't. And, you just have it so good over here. And you're talking about racism. Why don't you just leave that person? And then she said, y'all gonna see it. It's gonna make y'all laugh probably because I cracked up, almost crashed my car. I ain't gonna lie. She said, but I had to sit back and really think about these people. I had to watch documentary. I had to see what they really go through. I said, watch documentary. See, y'all niggas be you African sympathizers, I'll say, for the class, right? You like Egyptologists and such, right? What they call them? Afrocentrists, right? Them people be in a place where usually, right, they typically make it seem like Africa did everything right, especially when it comes to slavery and everything, right? They never did anything wrong to us, and they just great people. And when they come over here, they're just like us. They be in the same conditions, right? That's what they make it sound like. But you hear from real Africans when they come over here, they got to watch documentaries to see what the hell you go through. And they think you all got great running water and a bunch of money at your big old mansions and stuff. Why are you complaining? It's like, damn, that's what y'all think? Y'all ain't never been to the hood? I know African niggas from the hood. But I mean, I don't understand. It's like they think, Pan-African, right? So they think that I don't know, that we don't go through things. The people that get shot in the hood, the black on black crime and stuff like that, the crack, the cocaine, the heroin, the methamphetamine, the opioids, because now niggas is on that up north in the Midwest and stuff, right? So it's like the drinking, if you're on reservations and if you're in Hispanic neighborhoods and some black neighborhoods, especially in the South, a lot of the alcoholics and stuff, right? So like that stuff we don't, I guess, that doesn't get talked about to people outside of America that black people, Hispanic, and Native American people go through. But that's the main thing that made me like want to show y'all this, because it's not really no precepts to go with it for real. But like, I just wanted to show you guys what I saw so y'all could see, like, hey, this really how they feel about us, right? If any of y'all that saw that thing that happened with IUIC while they was in Ghana, I think it was, right? Like, make you think about some things. So, especially for those of y'all that just think it's all good and all gravy over there, right? You speak to brothers over there and they'll let you know how difficult it is over there, right? Because it's like racism from the black people, which is weird. Because especially sometimes if you're in a place where they kind of look like us, but they don't like us because they know that we're not them, like, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Oh, it was Kenya, word?
Yeah, it was Kenya, Cap. I thought you said Ghana, but Kenya.
Yeah, I thought, I did. Kenya, okay. That makes sense, though. That actually makes sense.
That makes a little bit more sense.
To me, it makes sense. But everybody don't think like me. So. But all right. I just wanted to say that. We'll play the video in a second, but I just wanted to give y'all like a backstory as to why I'm even doing that class and tying it with the Passover prep. It ain't really got nothing to do with Passover, but it was just something to fill in the time. So let's go ahead and get that. Deuteronomy 16:4.
John, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and 4. And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coast 7 days. Neither shall there anything of the flesh which thou sacrificest the first day at even remain all night until the morning.
So our Passover is going to be the 11th, right? So y'all have, if you following us, you have until the 11th to get the leaven out your household, right? The leaven could be things like beer, grain, alcohol, you know what I mean? Yeast, anything with yeast in it. So y'all can check the back, where it got the contents and stuff like that, and correct that stuff. Baking powder, anything with baking powder in it, or baking soda. Bread, because it's got yeast in it. Right. Unless it's like some type of flatbread without yeast, but make sure it's a flatbread without yeast, because some flatbread has yeast in it still. So be careful. Breaded chicken. Yeah, can't do that. Nope. No fried chicken for y'all if you want to put the bread on it and everything, right? Gonna have to fry it naked like the white people do and the Asians do at the Chinese restaurant. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. Or bake them. That's actually better for you. You should do that so you don't catch a heart attack because you black. Yeah. So, cereal, honey buns, certain noodles, right? You're gonna have to check the contents of the noodles to make sure that the noodles aren't something that has something that's got yeast in it or some type of content. Some of them they use baking powder, you know what I mean? So just check the noodles to make sure that you're straight on that if y'all eat noodles and stuff. Yeah. So these are just things you consume. Just to make sure though that you understand, it's things you consume. I'm not telling you throw out your toothpaste because it got baking soda on it. You ain't supposed to be swallowing the toothpaste for one, Judah. Yeah, you Southern Kingdom Israelites, right? Y'all like swallowing toothpaste, so don't do that. All right, don't do it. And for the Northern Kingdom people, I'm not telling you throw away your deodorant. No. Y'all gonna be outside with me. Please wear that. Please, I'm begging you. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You're not eating the deodorant. I hope you shouldn't be. Please don't do that. So you should still wear it and come to work. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You was gonna say something, not?
No, I think you covered it. You said you was talking about flatbread, and since you brought up Northern Kingdom, I was like, you got to watch out for them burritos. Those
watch out for all of that, because y'all be sneaking stuff out talking about this flatbread and they got yeast in it.
It got yeast in it.
That's why I said some of y'all flatbread got yeast in it. Don't play with me.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? Don't play with the Most High. It ain't me. I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Right.
But so yeah, your toothpaste, your deodorant, your washing powder, well, whatever y'all call it these days. You ain't got to throw that away, right? Unless you want to. If you want to pay money for that, then you can. But the scriptures are talking about stuff that you're eating. So that's what I'm trying to make sure of you. Yeah, straight up corn tortillas.
That's right.
Yeah, no flour, Holmes. Okay, don't do it. I don't even eat flour tortillas anyway. It messes up my IBS. So only corn, right? If you dad, then you only gonna eat corn anyway. I'm just saying. If you like, if you know. So, but yeah, that's really that on that. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you're not eating, I'm not gonna tell you to throw away. And for those of you, because we had this issue one year, the water, because all Israel ain't up on y'all should be drinking, distilled water or purified water. I mean, not purified, or spring water, or something with them fake labels that say it got like 9.5 pH on it. I know they lying, right? It tastes like toilet water. So, but yeah. So, or you could go to like a place like Good Nutrition. You could actually go to the little machine that they got on the wall, and you could get you some real high pH water. You know what I mean? But yeah, alkalized water, anything from a iceberg or something like that, right? Natural spring or something. That is not gonna have sodium in it or baking soda, right? But the purified stuff that a lot of Jake likes to drink, especially Northern Kingdom, just saying, and Southern Kingdom, you know what? Switch that. Y'all look not. What type of water you drink?
I ain't saying.
Okay, yeah, all right. I'm switching. So Bow. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to do that to y'all, Northern Kingdom. Southern Kingdom be drinking a whole lot of purified water. Y'all think it tastes better. I don't know why. But there's been a number of you guys that have told me that. I'm not going to say who. If you think it's like that, you can put it in the chat. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So I'm just saying, right? Purified water. I used to sell water. I used to be a salesman, guys. If you know, you know, right? And I used to sell every damn thing. I had as many jobs as a Benjamite, right? During COVID. So, yeah, I was selling water for a time, and I got to find out what they make the water with, right? Purified water is made with baking soda because they got to put the chlorine in it to make it clear, and they got to put the baking soda in it so that you don't die. Because, it's purified water. So that's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to scare you because some of y'all are probably drinking it right now. So, cheers. But, you're good because they got the baking powder in it. The problem is if you drink that purified water during Passover, y'all, I'm not going to say you at risk, but it's got baking powder in it, so you never know. If the machine didn't take all the contents out of it when it was filtering it out, then you could end up, mistakenly ingesting. It just depends on how perfect you're trying to be. That's all I'm saying. So I would, at least for the day, whatever, however long that you're trying to, do your thing, you could take a purified water fast if I was you. But I'm just saying, you could just, for the day, drink spring water or something. Go get you some Deer Park. I know y'all don't like that word, but go get you some of that. You know what I mean? Or something. Y'all could drink Dasani Spring instead of the purified. Whatever you want to do, right? So I'm just saying, that's what I would advise. No margaritas. Okay?
Man.
Just saying. No, I'm playing. You have to drink those. But wait. This triple sec,
I'm not sure.
no reposado. I wouldn't recommend that if you're gonna do it. No leaven. No alcohol with leaven.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Just that. No alcohol with leaven. Tequila don't have leaven, do it?
I don't think it does.
Yeah,
I know cognac does, doesn't it?
But reposado might. That's why I said reposado might. Yeah. And añejo might.
So no Henny either.
No Henny. Yeah, no Henny, no cognac. Certain red wines, most red wines have leaven in it, so you're gonna want to be careful of that. And some wine doesn't have the contents on the back of it, depending on how high end you go and stuff. So y'all might want to go on the internet and check and see exactly what type of wine you're drinking. See if it's made with yeast. If it's made with yeast, you can't drink it. Okay. So,
Sister Charlicia, there is wine that's kosher. So
there is wine that's kosher. You got my favorite is called Rashi. Okay, you can't find it everywhere, but you could buy a case of it on the internet. It'll get there before Passover. You know what I mean? So, I like Rashi. They're all made by Jewish people, so y'all know. So you're gonna be drinking, defiled wine amongst the Gentiles. But that's just what it is, right? They make the kosher wine, so they got the kosher distilleries and everything without the yeast. So, but my favorite's Rashi. You got the Manischewitz, you got Magan David, you got what's that other one? It's another one. I forget the name. But you could drink any of those, right? And they got a bunch of different flavors: pomegranate, Concord grape, black. What's that? Black cherry? No, black something. They got flavors for Negroes. Okay, y'all like them. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
We also got brothers that make wine too. So
of course, I was about to mention that next. If you don't want to go with the Jewish people, you have the brother, our elder, right, Zaquan, okay, from Yahweh's camp. He makes his own wine, right? It's in a bunch of different stores and restaurants, high-end restaurants and stuff like that in North Carolina and other places, right? It's real good. I get it all the time. So it's called Jordan, right? So y'all could also hit that brother up and get you any case of that. He got multiple flavors as well, right? And all of them good, all of them hit, and yeah,
Mhm.
you ain't gonna need a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, all right, it'll last a long time because you ain't gonna need too much if you know what you're doing. So yeah, all right. No teleport. Nah, sorry guys. No teleport for that. Y'all niggas shouldn't be drinking no teleport anyway. Though. I'm just saying.
Man, that teleport
Crazy.
crazy, boy.
Paris, you wild, bro. Y'all know you a wild boy, Paris.
That teleport is woo, boy. Get you leaning.
All right, but yeah, okay. That's Deuteronomy 16:4. No leaven. All right. So, and like I said, you don't got to throw everything away. I'm not gonna put no burden on y'all that I'm not gonna bear. I'm definitely not throwing away my toothpaste. I got to go to work at some point, and I ain't finna replace all that stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that ain't happening. So, deodorant too. Like, brothers going to camp on Saturday. Like, y'all crazy. You better come to camp with some deodorant. It's gonna be hot, especially if you in Georgia. Don't do that. I'm gonna make fun of you. I'm gonna come on Monday and I'm gonna make fun of you. Just so you know. Okay. So, and you can't return evil for evil. No, I'm fine. All right. Matthew 23:4. Paris, just do what we said, bro. Get the hit up Shaquan or get some Rashi. Rashi costs like $11.99. They come in a bottle this big, and it tastes great. Everybody tried to drink it when I brought it that one time for Passover. So the next year I brought Taquan stuff so they could buy their own. This year I'm coming with the Rashi, and it's only gonna be for me. Y'all can't have it. I'm saying it right here on video, okay? And y'all know I keep receipts, so try me. I'm gonna have this queued up.
You want to address? Let me pull this up so you can address that.
So we're not getting rid of it. It just don't. I would get it out your household. You can't have it in your house. So put it in the trunk of your car if you park outside or something like that, right? Put it in a bag and put it in your shed. I don't know, like, but you ain't got to throw it away. Me personally, I ain't throwing nothing away. I'm gonna eat it. Just saying. Like that's what you're supposed to be doing. I measured the times and realized, okay, Passover's coming up, so I ain't gonna buy no bread this week. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm almost out of bread. I'm gonna, screw it up, and that's gonna be it. I ain't gotta worry about it no more, right? The ice cream sandwiches is at my girl house, so she gonna have to do something with that. But I ain't gotta worry about that, right? So, wow, they in Tennessee, so I'm good. I ain't got no loving in the crib. I got that thing off my chest. I'm straight. That's it. So, baby, you gotta get the ice cream sandwiches out the freezer. So, yeah, that's that. All right. So, and like I said, anybody with beer, drink it. Don't get drunk though. Don't drink it all at once. Take your time. Measure the time to give it to your neighbor. If you can't finish it, or keep it outside. Baking powder, get all that stuff out your house. You know what I mean? Should not be in the house. You don't want it in the crib. If you got mezuzah and it's not on your doorpost, make sure you got that on your doorpost, right? That's the Hebrew with the commandments on it. Mine's on the doorpost. I can't show it this year.
Here, let me.
All of mine are put up now already.
I got one right here. If they can see it.
No, you're gonna have to. Yeah, that's one of her sides. That's what I got on the manual. Yeah. So you could get you one of these. The brother side got him actually on deck, if I'm not mistaken.
He does.
So you can hit him up on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. You could get him. If he ends up running out and you don't get any of them, then Amazon's your friend. You feel me? So get one of those. We want to make sure that y'all got those while we in this camp. You know what I mean? Because that wasn't something that we always stressed, but I want to make sure that we do that. You know what I'm saying? That's important. Something that you needed to have back in the day. So I'll get one. And aside, if I'm not mistaken, when I got mine, it was only like $20. Don't quote me on that. But I don't think it was like that.
That's about right.
Yeah, so something like that. So, yeah. Let me see if there's anything else I need to bring out real quick.
You wanted that Matthew 23 still, or?
Yeah, you can bring that up.
23 and 4. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 23 and verse 4. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers.
Yeah, mezuzah. Let me see if I can find it. But that's what I was saying, right? I know that times are hard, inflation's high. I'm not trying to make y'all throw away all y'all food. We're not the Jewish people with all the money and the crowdfunding and stuff, and the grants and everything like that. So I ain't gonna make y'all throw y'all stuff away. Don't be over righteous much that you destroy yourself. So, some of y'all probably can't afford to buy all the food again, so that don't make no sense. There you go, Mezuzah. That's how you spell it. But put that in Google or Amazon, and a bunch of them different ones will pop up, the different sizes, all that type of stuff, and they usually come with the screws. There you go. So you can just screw it on your door yourself, or nail it on your door yourself, and it's got if you got a real small one, like the one that you're seeing, most of them they got the 10 Commandments in contemporary or modern Hebrew or Assyrian Hebrew, depending on what type of one you buy. But they'll have it in that wrapped up in the back. You just take it out and read it whenever you want. Or you don't want to get one like that unless you know it's got the commandments in it. Don't get one that don't have the commandments. You don't want to get a decorative one. You know what I mean? Make sure it's got the 10 Commandments in it. So
looking for one.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like that's probably one with the 10 Commandments on the outside. So that's a good one there. I know like the blue one that's up there, all them blue ones on the first row that's in the same row as that one. All of those are good ones too. They all got the commandments on the inside of them in a row. So you can pull it out. Right. Because the blue and gold one, I got one of those at my crib. And the one below it, I believe Abaya got us one of those as a gift when we was in SOT. So I got that one hanging up too. All right. So that is something that I would put up. I mean, I would go ahead and get me one if y'all can, have it come in before the 11th. Or if it come in on, Saturday, put it up. Know what I mean? Still throw that thing on up there. Because that was one of the things you needed. What happened? The mezuzah? I actually don't have that one in here. Let me pull that up for you. All right, Deuteronomy 6 and 9 and 11 and 20. You want to grab that for me? I think that's
it. Deuteronomy
6 and 9 and then 11 and 20 first, like Dorian. Yeah, should be straight in that order.
Okay, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and 9, and it reads, "And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and on thy gates."
Go.
Yeah. I'll go to 8. Verse 8, Deuteronomy 6 and 8. "And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and on thy gates." Deuteronomy 11.
Them is the commandments. If you read up a little bit, it'll explain it.
Oh, it's like it.
No, it's fine because I ain't reading it, so I couldn't tell you where to start. My bad. Okay. But and then 11 and 20.
I'll start at 19. This is the book of Deuteronomy 11 and 19. "And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house and upon thy gates."
Yep. All right. So that's that. All right. The water, because I dang sure forgot to put that up there. So, all right. So hopefully y'all understand that.
I think there's another one in Psalms too, but yeah.
Yeah, there probably is, and it might be one in Leviticus too, but I don't have those on my in front of me right now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm not gonna get all these scriptures I usually bring out during Passover prep, just because we kind of did that already yesterday. So, we're gonna get into the video, all right? But like I said, just get the leaven out y'all spirits. If you got any problems with any brothers, anything that y'all need to squash, and y'all can speak about it, do so y'all can get that off your chest. So both of y'all will be in a good standing with the Most High. You know what I mean? If you need to have any counsels, try to have those things done before Passover start, and That's it. If a brother don't be humble and whatever, let the Most High will be done. But you got to focus on your salvation. So I would try as much as you can to do what you can to make every situation right. All right? Cool. Let's get it. So, them dirty, stinky, funky Africans. No, I'm saying we like some of y'all. Emphasis, italics, quotations, inflations, and punctuations for some.
Cap,
huh?
Can you enlarge it?
Yeah, I'm about to make it. Y'all can see it?
God, yep, it's better.
Okay, cool. So if I'm not mistaken, right? The blonde haired chick is African. Oh, you know what? All right. Everybody here is African on this side. And on this side, everybody here is African American, right? And unfortunately, they gave us the two zestiest niggas on the planet Earth to be representatives of our side. But that's how America works nowadays. So just wanted to tell y'all that so nobody gets offended. Yeah, they look like they need some foo-foo. These two niggas right here, these dudes from America, they look like they need to go over there and see what it's like. You know what I mean? But and if they make it back, they make it back. But I don't know. But I just want y'all to kind of listen to what they were saying, right? The Africans in particular, especially when the black people are talking and the things that they're saying. It never turns into like a heated debate about anything, but you really get to hear their perspectives when certain narratives that the black people are saying come out. So what happens is one side will give a narrative, right? Or some type of like, what's the word? Like a stereotype or something, right? Mm-hmm. They'll explain their feeling towards the stereotype, or they'll explain the stereotype itself. And then the other people that agree with it, like the African people, if they agree with the stereotype, like say, for example, the stereotype is black people are lazy. You know what I'm saying? Any African person that feels black people are lazy, they got to stay in the chairs and they got to answer why, right? All the rest of them go to the back and they watch them answer why. And that's what happens, right? That's how this interview or whatever the hell this is goes. So, social experiment. And I just kind of want you guys to hear how these African people feel about you, because a lot of people think, especially coming into the truth, that like we're supposed to band together with Africans and all these different people that look like us and stuff. Not realizing the Bible tells us, Amos 3:3, two can't walk together unless they be agreed. So it also tells us in Exodus chapter 11 verse 7 that the Egyptians, or the Hamite period, right? Because the Egyptians would be representatives of them. They're like a dog, right? Hey, Thawada, Chris Israel for the donation, man. Thawada, Yahweh Bashin Yahshua Brakatah.
Yeah, the water, brother.
For the super chizat. But yeah, so we gotta realize that our people, we got this misconception that everybody's for us and on our side and stuff like that. Mainly because of like African American studies and the Pan-African movement and civil rights and stuff like that, right? But when you actually hear from these people, the reason you see they don't really come to our aid when they're in America is because they don't give a damn, right? They think that, well, all the stereotypes that you would hear us say Africans feel about us, that y'all are like, where's the proof? Well, some of them are going to come out in this video, which is the main reason I'm playing, right? Y'all be like, why y'all don't be messing with the Africans and stuff? It ain't all of them. We got brothers in Africa. You know what I'm saying? But some of them we got a problem with because, well, of things like this.
From Africa, I came here to better my life. And I feel like personally, we need to stop using the word racism when we don't get something or when something don't work.
One thing I will say about the gay light-skinned dude, he looked like he want to beat one of their behinds the whole video. But when you hear him talk, you realize why he didn't do it. That's all I'm going to say.
Our way. Just
let me jump in real quick. No disrespect, but racism exists, and I have to acknowledge it. And I can't just ignore it. But what I can do is not buy into
the naked mole rap, brother. He's gonna be the smartest dude in the whole room, unfortunately.
The system.
Step forward if you agree.
I told y'all, any brother that's bald with no beard, from now on, I'm calling him a naked mole rat. He ain't got no mustache, so I gotta call him that. I'm sorry, Salaki, but I couldn't resist.
Slavery affected my family.
Yeah, I mean, that's just evident in my last name, King. I mean, that's.
You see what I mean?
Oh Lord Jesus.
Last name is King, man. Like, what in the world? Change it to something else. Queen. Okay? Your last name is not King. It can't be. Because what we got to understand, as I showed you guys, right? Ain't that many white people last name King, for one. The second thing is, a lot of the black people last name King is because they actually come from the Kings.
Right.
I showed you guys that, right?
That's right. That's right.
Y'all be thinking every time it's a black person with a name that sounds white, the black person got the name from a slave master. Do y'all know any black people last name Brazelton?
I do.
Black people?
I do.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but that's the other side, you know.
I was gonna say black people named Brazelton I've never seen before, but it's Brazelton white people all throughout Georgia that had slaves.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the point.
So like, but when you look up like the actual name, it seems like a slave master name when I look it up. It don't seem like something that we had naturally. Like It's not a name that originated before America. You know what I'm saying? So names like that, I can assure you we got from the slave master. But names that originate before America typically came from us and the slave master adopted it, especially if there's different spellings of the name. Like how you have Moore, my last name, his last name.
maybe even my last name.
Huh?
So maybe even my last name.
That's what we was talking about. Yours. When I said his, I was talking about you.
Okay.
Not Queen King. I was talking about you. But yeah, like, you know, that's like that's what it is. So all of our people did not get our last names from slave masters. I just want to make that clear. That's a misconception that we have because of what they taught us. That's white supremacy. You know what I mean?
The brand of the slave owner that put that name on my family.
His voice.
All those years ago, and I'm still wearing it in those ways, along with the compounded, economic disparity, social disparity, mental.
The way the other brother was looking at him.
Yeah, he's like, bro, you can't like talk like you just you can't make your voice deep for the video. Like, you gotta sit in front of me like this. Like, it's crazy, bro. That's just why he talked fast too. It's like a real light-skinned woman from Atlanta. It's crazy. It's like, wow.
Oh man,
trauma, all of that. I mean, it's tethered forever.
So to go back,
nails painted. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. It's crazy.
To slavery and talk about post-traumatic stress disorder. It has never.
This is my first time seeing this, y'all. I was listening to it when I heard it before in the car. I ain't never seen they faces except for the thumbnail. You feel me? So I ain't know his nails was all. I ain't know all that.
Stop. So there is no post. What my great grandparents were teaching my grandparents, who taught my mother, who taught me, came from what they learned through slavery. So there's a lot of fear, a lot of insecurity, a fear of society, a fear of law enforcement. So slavery has made a major impact where the low self-esteem is consistently reoccurring. I think for me, growing up in Los Angeles, California in the early 1960s.
Hey, where do you think he from? His name's Skip.
60s, there was a stereotype that I didn't want to be black. I didn't want to be African because we come from Africa or we're slaves. So
listen to Skip. The self-hate is real, bro. You know what I mean?
I want to be a Chinese boy. I want to be Bruce Lee.
What y'all think he's want to be now? You think you still want to be Bruce Lee?
Right.
Mr. Miyagi looked like that a little bit. I'm just saying. Like, what's the bald dude from the Dragon Ball Z with the glasses?
I never watched that.
He still got that look, like he trying to be Chinese or whatever. I'm just being real.
Right.
So it's like, this is the things our people go through. But them African people got the nerve to say we ain't got no struggle in America because we got running water. Like, are you serious? You big, never mind. But bro, it's just, no, not Piccolo, but damn, I ain't even think about him. That's crazy. Let me stop. Y'all trying to get me in trouble.
So growing up like that, I didn't like myself and who I was. I didn't like the color of my skin or the way that I spoke. So I emulated other people. I wanted to be something that I was not.
It's very saddening when you can literally only go back a couple generations and then it's like the documents just don't exist. There's no record. It's like, you know, my family has completely been erased. In that same point too, in the time that we've been here, we've created an incredible culture and we have so many things to be proud of. And I always reframe the narrative myself. And
even him, I think even though his voice is a little deeper, he got a little bit of sugar in the tank.
Yeah.
Feel like it anyway.
Speak of my ancestors that were enslaved as, you know, doctors and healers.
He's a little effeminacy. He probably didn't have props.
And it's like, you know, we were taken because we were talented, right? You know, because we had skills to offer. And we built this country, so.
And still building.
And he practices Ifa. You see the beads around his neck?
God.
So he's got multiple gods. Mm-hmm.
And still building. That's something to take pride in. So.
Can they disagree a step forward?
Slavery didn't affect my family, but we did suffer a different type of slavery back home.
So this dude, his name is Prosper. He's from Cameroon. And honestly, I think he might be Jake.
Right. I was just gonna say he named a country that where we had some of our people. So
yeah.
But
the other two girls, so him, he gonna have some like he basically gonna be on our side with a lot of stuff, except for like the work ethic, I think it is, or something like that. And that's because of, you know, how he grew up and stuff, which I can understand. Him being from Cameroon, they be like doing all type of stuff, you know. So it's hard out there. So like I can understand what he said about that, because it'd be a bunch of, you know, coming from where, in comparison to where he's from, you would be able to say there's a lot of, you know, brothers that's lazy or whatever, because brothers can't really do that there and survive. They're gonna get, you know, they're gonna die. They're not gonna make it. So, but aside from that, he wasn't really, he didn't have nothing negative to say about our struggle and stuff. He understood it. And he's gonna tell you basically due to slavery, a lot of his people got killed too because they wouldn't conform to whatever the French people wanted. So, which I know the history on that. As far as the other two women, I forget where one of them's from, but the other one's from South Africa. She's gonna look like Jake, but I don't think she is based on the story she's gonna tell you, right? So keep that in mind.
Like we went to colonization. Like I am Bamileke. There was a massacre of Bamileke. You guys can like look it up. They killed like more than
Massacre of Bamileke, or the Bamileke War. It says it is the name of the independence struggle between Bamileke, Cameroon's nationalist movement, and France. The movement was spearheaded by the Cameroonian People's Union, UPC, and even after the independence, the rebellion continued because they weren't really independent after independence, which happened with a lot of countries that France was in charge of, right? As I told you, France was the last place that we had control of. Therefore, they did their best to make sure we never take control of it again. So every place that they had control over, they kept under, either large sanctions and made them pay a tax every single year, like they do in Haiti still to this day, or they massacred the people and just killed them and stuff like that, like they did during the Bamileke War. So, says even after independence, the rebellion continued shaping the contemporary politics, which is why certain things like that are the way they are in Africa too. It's not just because of France, but England, the Dutch colonies, and America, right? Any place that had any colonization effects over there, the UK, right? They like if they still had strongholds in those places, then it put them in a place where, through their strongholds, they could create some type of political power over there, right? And then influence the people in the way that the country moves based on the politics. And a lot of the politics would be based on whether they get into a war or don't get into a war with the people that are controlling it. If they want to make sure that they deplete the country, guess what they do? Put them in a war. They lose money, and the white people wouldn't make money because they're supplying the guns, they're supplying the oil, they're supplying the weapons, they're supplying the tanks. You know what I'm saying? They're supplying the coffins, everything that the people need. They're supplying the aid for the food and stuff like that. In order to get the food and the aid done, you got to get insurance. So that means they're getting the insurance money for the food and the aid. Of course, they get paid on top of the insurance money. It's not just enough money to go to. It's a whole circle of life of money that they get to make off a war. If you already know that.
Yeah, putting countries in debt. Putting other countries in debt to them.
Right. And
Yeah,
Cameroon was one of them places. So, you know, brothers like him, that big nigga Francis Ngannou, I think he an Israelite. You know what I mean? His people were in the Bimeleke war. So, yeah.
300,000 of my people, because we didn't want to assimilate to the French culture. But it's still nothing compared to what you guys' ancestor like been.
What's up, Bantu Mendigo?
Through, you know.
I wouldn't want to minimize that pain, though. What you just said hurt me. That 300,000 people were killed because they would not conform to the colonization of the French people. So that is just as painful and hurtful as the trauma that we suffered here in America.
I can't share the same experience that you have went through and your family, even though we also had
Letabo from South Africa. She looked like she could be a sister. If you seen her walk around America, you say, "Hey sis, how you doing?" She's gonna say, "Hello." Is she gonna do the face like that? All right. She don't know nothing about our experience. Right? She from South Africa. It's a group of Israelites in South Africa called the Limba, right? But they in Africa. They experience different. She's in South Africa. She's got apartheid, and that's what she's gonna say about their experience, right? But even apartheid ain't the same. If you look at the number of white people over there in South Africa, the black people still outnumber them by a large number.
Yeah.
You know
That apartheid was crazy though.
It's actually kind of, I don't want to be mean, so I ain't even gonna say that. But it's the Edomites were largely outnumbered while committing this atrocity, right? And still are outnumbered today and have whole cities that these people are not allowed to go into still, while outnumbered, right? Remember, for a couple years, they were just pulling the white folks out their houses and beating them to death in the streets, right? But they stopped doing that now, and it's damn near back to apartheid in certain places that the white folks live at. Now they're not allowed, like, in them places at all. So she's saying, based off of that, she kind of knows where we coming from. But as far as like hard-nosed slavery, they don't know nothing about that. Right? Having to actually serve another person, they don't know nothing about that. Getting your back whipped, getting your wife stolen, getting your kids taken and sold away, you know, watching your father get killed or your mother get killed or your mother get raped or your brother get killed or whatever, or your brother get raped, because you know how Esau do. Like that's, but yeah. So that's, they don't know nothing about that.
had our own type of slavery. We had apartheid at the time, you know.
Apartheid wasn't slavery. Saying apartheid was slavery is like saying indentured servitude is the same thing we went through. The only person I know went through slavery during apartheid was Nelson Mandela, and that's why he's famous, bro. Hello.
I think there was another brother too.
Probably was, but that's the only one I know.
Yeah, I can't think of the name. It's Bolte Steve. I can't remember.
I know both them John.
No. Right.
So I mean, look, I don't know, bro, but this, I don't like this, and this is what made me like, damn. So we be sitting there telling people, the Africans tell us they learn about us in school and stuff, but apparently they ain't learning. They ain't watching the documentaries that this next girl gonna tell you she had to watch to learn about what the hell we went through, because they don't know our struggle. The only African that kind of knows what we went through in this room right here is a brother who had 300,000 people killed. But it still wasn't slavery. You see what I'm saying? It was a murder for not conforming. If you conform, you get to be free and just be a Muslim. Like, that's it. You feel what I'm saying? Or a Christian, whatever the hell it is. Because I think they're Muslim already. So they get to be Christian. But we was in hard-nosed slavery. Like, we wake up at a certain time. The slave master wants us to wake up. We got to go use the bathroom at a certain place. He designated to use the bathroom. We picking cotton or picking corn or whatever the hell we picking for the whole day. Having to make our own clothes. We getting scraps to eat. They not doing none of that. They get to cook their own food. They get to build their own houses. You know what I'm saying? They got all that type of stuff still in Cameroon. Why this is happening? You can look it up. And it's in the 1900s. So there's just certain things that a lot of these people didn't have to go through. That's exactly like how we had it. You know what I mean? What were you about to say?
I was gonna say that apartheid. It is because I I'm minored in history,
Mm-hmm.
and I do know that apartheid is very, very similar to kind of what we went through.
Segregation and like Jim Crow.
Segregation. Right, exactly. So if there's any kind of comparison with what happened in South Africa, it would be during the time of the 50s and 60s. Well, actually before that time.
Yeah, like 20s and 30s.
Yeah,
like,
kind of. Yep. So.
Yeah, no, that's fact. But we have to acknowledge though, Jim Crow wasn't slavery.
Yeah.
We had our own neighborhoods that we was doing great in during Jim Crow. If your ass stay away from the white people, which is how they still have it, it's segregated still in South Africa. If you stay away from them, you good. Which is why they come over here and tell us, why don't you just stay away from them and go somewhere else? Because that's all they got to do in South Africa, where the white people at. You know what I mean? But it ain't that simple here when you're in the place that the white people founded, not a place they just came to. The place where they had you from the moment you got there, they was in control of you. Not a place where you lived at and you let them take control of you. No, it wasn't that. So, like, their situation would be similar to the native situation if the natives didn't go into captivity.
Mm-hmm.
But they did. So they can't even compare themselves to the Native Americans and Hispanics. They still went through more than the apartheid people went through, the people during apartheid.
Right.
Like the brother said, they can compare themselves to Jim Crow and stuff like that. So there's a reason they don't know what we go through, but I thought that was interesting and telling, you know what I'm saying? Because now, to me, there's no reason to try to put them in our shoes or try to make them feel what we felt or see the things we going through to make it so that we unite, like how some of y'all want to do. For what? That's like trying to unite with the white man or an Arab at this point because they don't see our struggle. They don't know what the hell we went through. If they don't know that, they'll never be able to fully grasp why we feel the way we feel about these people. You know what I mean? For them, it's always going to be something we can forgive and forget, like they could do with apartheid.
The Dutch people took over and they wanted to just have South Africa, Namibia, and I think other countries where we could only just speak Dutch. It's somehow still happening even now. There's like a place in South Africa where it's called Orania, you know, and it's just Dutch people there, no black person.
I know about Orania.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, kind of.
South Africa's nice. It's a nice place to go. If you want to move to Africa, that's a nice place to go.
No, it's beautiful.
You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
If I'm going to Africa, I'm probably going to South Africa before I go to Ghana. I'm just being honest with you.
Oh, that's beautiful in South Africa.
Just because it's closer to what I'm used to.
Yeah. You would actually, it looks a lot like America. I just put it that way.
Yeah. It's closer to what I'm used to. That's why I said that. You know what I mean? I would probably go there. But it's more black people. Like, it's only 25% white. But they had apartheid. So, you know. But she's about to tell you it's one place. She didn't say multiple places. She said one place. Because that's damn near like basically all they got now.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
For real.
They've been getting their stuff taken away that they stole. Now it's being given back.
You know, but even still, the people there that are black that look like us, they're not our people. Majority. They don't know what we went through. They can't align with our struggle just because they went through apartheid. They might hate white people that are Dutch. But they might love the white people that are English or German or French because they have nothing to do with apartheid, right? So if we had a problem with them, they're going to tell you, yeah, forgive and forget, my friend. It's nothing to worry about. That is old news.
Yeah. One thing, Slakia, Cap.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing they can claim that we can't claim is that, well, actually we can, but them more so. Them still being in the land of where they originated, right? And even though the Dutch settlers came in and took it away, they now are able to get most of that land back. So they've been in their own culture for however many years. So for them to actually understand the struggle of our ancestors that came over from the west coast of Africa and other places, it's going to be an uneven understanding because we still, like, we're here, we're free, so-called free, right? But you see the redlining that we have going on. We see the discrimination. We don't even. There's no way we can own anything here in America, as compared to what they can do over there. So the struggle continues for us, where they are able to, get back their land, their culture, or maybe even never even lost some of their culture, and now begin to thrive because of the changing atmosphere in South Africa today. So that's another thing that they can't see and they probably can't fully understand.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Oh, okay.
And that's another thing. I seen Bantu Mandika posted, the worst part is the loss of identity, but I'm sure you're going to go into that a little later, so I'll just leave that alone.
Yeah, we definitely lost our identity, right? And that's something else we could say that they don't understand because they didn't lose theirs.
Exactly. Yeah.
They still can tell you where they're from and what tribe they're from and what language they speak. She's saying, yeah, they tried to make it so that we all speak Dutch, but when you go over there, they don't speak English like that. Them black people, right?
No,
they speak Dutch. They are, well, English is one of the languages, so they will speak English, but they also know their African language. All the foods is named after African stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever they South African languages, I don't remember the name of it.
What's their language? Anybody know the language in South Africa? One of the languages posted in the chat. I do know that the Dutch speak what's called Afrikaans.
Yeah, Afrikaans is, but
that's what they call themselves, Afrikaans. So
yeah. But all right, let her finish.
Person is even allowed there, so we still
There you go. Thanks,
somehow
Bantu.
feel that oppression.
Who?
I was just saying things about Bantu, Swahili.
Oh, okay, so they speak Swahili, huh?
Yeah.
It's even worse. I heard some things about the Swahili language. Had something to do with COINTELPRO. I was just watching a video on that. Interesting. They don't have another language?
No, there's sub languages outside of the Swahili. I know that's one of the mainstays.
Nkulu. Okay.
Even now, but it's nothing compared to what your ancestral history, has gone through. I'm somehow happy that you guys have forgiven it, even though you haven't forgotten it. Have you forgiven it? I mean, like your face, like.
But me personally, no, I haven't. But I want to work through the change. But no, I have not forgiven because it's a system that's still going on. And from what I'm hearing from you guys, there's a system that's still going on in Africa as well, and it's a war on us.
Racism is the
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the main cause of poverty among Black people in America.
Watch this. Racism is the main cause of poverty among Black people in America. Everybody that agree is going to have to pull up of the American side, and the people that want to speak about it or the African side going to talk about it. You guys want to talk?
Racism is a very big issue that talking about it, I'm really trying to be careful.
She's Nigerian, all right? A lot of y'all got Nigerian homies and stuff. We be like, them Nigerians is our people, right? Some of them ain't, though.
Some of them are.
It depends on the tribe. I don't know what tribe she is. And her name Elizabeth, so she might be Jake. But the way that they talk about us, right? I just want y'all to listen.
To not like say anything that will be insensitive. If opportunity is right here.
Anytime somebody starts something off with, I'm trying not to say something that's insensitive, you already know how they feel about the situation. Because if they were sensitive to it, something insensitive wouldn't come to their brain. Right? Or am I wrong about that, Knock?
No, there's some truth to that. John, there's some truth to that.
You might be able to see the insensitive thing or that you could say, but you're not going to think to say the insensitive thing if you're really sensitive to the situation. You're going to try to figure out a sensitive way to say it. The fact that she felt the need to say, I don't want to say anything insensitive, is her way of letting them know, I'm about to say this really nice. Right? So at least that's how I took it. I might be tripping, but that's how I took it.
They will give it to people of other race than African American. and Africans too. So if there's a job that maybe have math requirement, I feel like they'll pick an Asian person, or they believe, oh, African Americans will not dress appropriate, so they will pick another person. They will always like pick people that.
Why she say African Americans won't dress appropriate?
I think she's
We don't hear them type of things that much no more. All the white girls trying to dress like the African American girl. I ain't heard nobody tell me I can't work here because of my hair for a long time. Really, that ain't never happened to me. I'm just saying. Huh?
No, I said they got state laws now where, you know, they've kind of put a stop on that. I know
Georgia now. Like in Georgia, they ain't tripping about nothing. Seriously.
Yeah, well, that was an issue here in Michigan, and actually the governor they just passed a law. The government just passed a law here in the state of Michigan, where you know, our children can wear their hair as they want, because there was issues with it, so they had to put it in law.
Oh, well, that means Michigan a little behind times then, because
oh man,
I remember in school they used to talk about it. I had teachers talk about my hair in school, but once I got out of school, nobody was tripping. And then, like I said, a couple years ago, they made it so that the cops could wear beards. Before, you know, couldn't do it. But now, I'm telling you, if you live in Georgia, you're going to start seeing some Israelite and Muslim cops. Because niggas going to be walking around like knocking a minute and stuff. You know what I mean?
Hey, do that.
But yeah, bro, like, you know, she's just I want y'all to listen to the perspective of both of them. Listen to everything they say.
Are not black over people that are black.
And I also think, I think the crucial missing point when we talk about economic disparity, time is the most valuable currency. And if you have a stock that's like the American dream is the stock, and you know, during all that time, all that asset, the American dream was appreciating, and you're not allowed to take out business loans, you're not allowed to read, you're not allowed to write, you have to first fight to become 3/5 of a citizen, then you got Jim Crow, and then you got everything else. It's like, you're now having to buy in at a price so high because the time is irreparable. You can't get that back. One black person today cannot, in one lifetime, achieve what generations of white families were able to do simply because they didn't have to compete with us to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you totally.
Yeah, I was thinking, just like you said, from a historical standpoint, we start with slavery, then that's centuries, generations of stolen labor, like you said. Then we get into Jim Crow, which is just an extension of that. Then we have redlining, we have mass incarceration, we have events like the bombing of Tulsa and Rosewood in Florida, and all these different examples.
We're going to find out in a minute. Is everything this brother talking about? Them other girls don't even know what the hell you talking about. They just shaking their head.
Are both being decimated. And I don't say that to come from a defeatist or a victim mindset, but I think if we just have an honest conversation about history and what we've gone through when we've been here, racism is definitely a big part of that. And there are a lot of successful Black Americans, a lot of millionaires, a lot of, you know, business owners, but they're exceptions for sure for a reason. And there's a big difference between income and wealth. I would like to challenge the ideal that African Americans are lazy or that we don't have a good work ethic. I think there's this perception that, you know, we're here, we're in America, how are we not doing better for ourselves? So
everybody wants to speak
I
on
thought I
this.
was going to be the only one staying. I was going to be like, oh, I'm about to be like Kanye West. But okay, there's a lot of things we can use.
He said, I was about to be like Kanye West. So this should be interesting, right? Don't be... Kanye West be saying wild stuff. He said, I thought I was going to be up here like the only one talk about y'all like I was Kanye West or something. So let's see what he got to say. Prosper.
Using it as an excuse to hold us back, to not. Okay, there's a lot of things we can use it as an excuse to hold us back, to not to reach our potential. But it's up to us to look past that. You know, like me coming from Africa, I came here to better my life, my family. I'm the only one here. And since I have been here, there's a lot of bad things that happened to me. There's also a lot of good things that happened to me.
So his point is Black people use, you know, racism and our conditions and stuff like that to make us lazy and say that these things have caused us to be in a situation where certain things don't happen for us, right? But all them things that the brother was telling you about, right? The mass incarceration, the redlining, gentrification, and all those different things, right? Those actually affect what happens to brothers and sisters based off where they live, right? Their job income situation is based off where they live. It's like it's going to determine what neighborhoods they can afford to live in. If they're living in a bad neighborhood, then it's more likely a chance that certain, bad things are going to happen to them, especially police, always harassing them and stuff like that. Different things that happen in the hood that could happen because you're in a bad spot. So all of that stuff is determined based off your income. And people like him come to America thinking we should just be great because we from America, not knowing a lot of us are from and born in these neighborhoods where it's designed for you not to make it out of, right? Unless you're getting killed or thrown in jail. So that's something that they don't understand, though. And like I said, in a moment, you're going to kind of hear one of them admit to that because she had to watch documentaries and stuff just to kind of see where we at to fit herself in our shoes. Whereas the rest of them, they didn't go through all that. They didn't do that much homework on us to see what's going on. So they can make statements like how he's making, especially the ones that just, come over here to America that ain't going to be on little interviews and documentaries like this. They get the misconceptions that they have because they think that we're all supposed to be born in this position that we're not all born in just because we're in America. And that's a big misconception that a lot of these people have coming from over here. And I know because my mama's family's Haitian too, so it even goes down with them as well, right? And anybody from the Caribbean basically that grew up, had a tough life that come over here, right? And like I said, people from other nations that are actually heathen, right? A lot of them think that black people are lazy because they come over here thinking, okay, well, we didn't have no running water, we didn't have no electricity, and we was able to do everything we did over there. And these people are whining and crying about not being able to do certain stuff here, and they have running water and electricity. Well, we got to pay for the water and electricity, right, my nigga? So if you ain't got no job, you can't pay for it. So how you know that the people got running water and electricity just because they in America? There's a lot of people that got electricity, don't got no water, or got water and don't have electricity. You know what I mean? My parents used to have properties that they used to rent out and stuff. It was plenty of times we found out our tenants wasn't using no water. So it's like they ain't tell us about it. They ain't say nothing like that. The lights ain't on. We come up in the crib to check everything out. They using buckets to it's niggas that's living like that in America. But these people come over here thinking that we not living like that. And that was in a nice neighborhood. So I'm just saying.
Us African or African American, we need to look past racism and just focus on our own goal. What do we want to achieve? We need to stop using the word racism when we don't get something or when.
You see that? They think that we just use the word racism anytime something bad happens to us. But Knock, are you there? Real quick.
Con, I'm here.
Quick question, right? If the police is behind me, God forbid, because I don't like y'all, but if the police is behind me and God forbid they pull me out the car and beat my ass just for nothing, right? Just because he asked me what my name is, and I tell him I don't got to get that to you. I have the right to remain silent. He say, "All right, bet," and then he pull me out the car and beat me like I'm the Tyrant Terminator or something, right? So, shout out to that brother. But they'll put us in a situation where, okay, bam. Ain't that racist though? I ain't give you my name. Can't I scream racism for that? Would you have done that if I was a white person? Or somebody not Black, Hispanic, and Native American?
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? So if I'm, pulling up to a spot, I'm at a red light, the cop want to pull me over for no reason. He walk up with his hand on his gun because he see me, I'm a black guy, from the corner window of the car as he's walking up, right? He get out the car calm, but as soon as he see I got nappy hair, he see this out the back window, right, as he's walking up. And then, bam. Okay, it's a Negro. He put his hand on his gun as he's walking up on the quip now, right? Talk to me. whole time bending over, you know what I mean, at my window with his hand on his gun. And he asked me for my license. I reach over, my license is in my glove compartment. I forget to tell the cop, hey, officer, my license is in my glove compartment. You know what I'm saying? Or hell, we could say I do tell him, hey, officer, my license is in my glove compartment. Okay, go ahead. He's got his hand on his gun already. He opens up the glove compartment. He sees I got a gun in the glove compartment, but I'm reaching for my wallet, right? He shoots me anyway. 12
That's
times.
hey, that's Philando Castile. That's what
I'm just
happened to
saying,
him.
ain't that
That's
racist?
exactly almost down to the T what happened.
And we call racism? Yeah, because with that situation, they asked him for his wallet. He said, I got license to carry. I also got a gun in the car, right? My wallet's in my back pocket. I got to reach up here to get it, but my gun's down here too. All right, go ahead and give for it. All right, I got to reach. Oh, shit, he's got a gun.
That's the great setup.
You just told me I get to that. What the fuck?
That is the great setup. That's happened many
Daughter
times.
in the car, his rib in the driver's seat. He in the passenger seat, not even driving, just chilling there talking to the cop. Blasted on camera, right in front of his little girl. We can't call that racism. I remember that Philando Castile joint. I saw that live. So, like, you know, I would call that racism. And I think it's fair to say that that's racism when that type of stuff happens. I don't think it's fair that people like him get to come over here to America and tell us that it's wrong for us to say that, not even knowing the situation or being involved in it. Because they already told us that they can't even correlate with the things we go through when it comes to slavery. So does that also mean you can't correlate with the things we go through when it comes to police brutality? Your cops will beat you with stones and throw tear gas at you, but will they shoot you 12 times in front of your daughter and your wife for reaching for your wallet that they asked you to get, my Negro? Oh, okay.
Something don't go our way and just keep trying, you know.
So let me jump in real quick. No disrespect, but racism exists, and I have to acknowledge it, and I can't just ignore it. But what?
Hey, respect to you too, Sister Stephanie the water.
Yeah, the water, Stephanie Gentry.
God. What I can do is not buy into the system. You know, if I want to do something, let me be the entrepreneur. What I believe happened in the 1960s is that we started looking for equal rights, to be equal with other people. And what we stopped doing, and I heard you talk about Tulsa, we stopped.
I agree with the brother on that one. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the things that happened too. If we would have focused on Tulsa, if we would have focused on Tulsa and not, you know, gave in to trying to be equal with people, which is the whole reason why they gave you MLK in the first place and made him change his tune from being like being like a Malcolm X to turning into this freedom fighter Gandhi dude, right? No violence and stuff. When Martin used to be about whooping they behind and stealing their girl. They ain't tell you that part. They tell you Martin like white women. Martin like taking white women from the white folks. Okay, Martin was he was like that. You know what I mean? That little mustache he used to wear. That's never mind. So
using the black-owned businesses now, because you guys got to understand the Fair Housing Act in 1968. I'm 5 years old. That's when we could move off the east side of LA and move into other subcultures. So what I wanted to do at 8 years old was go to IHOP. I didn't want to go to the Ma and Pa restaurant anymore. I want to go to, let's go eat at the hotels. So what we did is stop supporting each other.
Damn, boy, he wanted to be Japanese, Chinese, and he wanted to eat at all the white spot. Talk about a coon, boy. But this would, you know, we got to get better at this type of stuff. So, you know. She said, special honor to Capt Judah. We spoke earlier, just came by to show love. Shalom. All right, the water, sis. Capt Judah, hope you got that message, brother. Probably, you know, think of something right now. Judah be hiding all the good food from everybody and stuff. You know.
Cap, I want to say something real quick. And
yeah, what's up?
So this they're on the subject of racism, right? Or being a racist. And he's going into how once they were able to move to the other side of town, he wanted to go and go to the other restaurants. And he's talking about how I think he's going to go into, I haven't seen this video either, but it sounds like he's going to go into if we would have kept supporting each other, like it says on the screen,
Uh-huh.
we would probably been in a better situation. Now, forgive me, y'all. I'm going to give y'all my kind of understanding of what I see as being racist, right? If we would have supported each other, that would have been racist, right? On their side, they would call it racist. But if you really, really know what, well, I'll say how I see it. It's basically, because this is what they do. It's basically caring about your own first, caring about your own more than anyone else. Not necessarily hating anyone else, but we know that the wicked, who put us into captivity, kind of changed the narrative of that and spun the word in a way of making it seem as if, or we understood it as them hating other people. So this is my own personal definition. I'm not saying that that's because we know that's not the definition that's given on Google. But if you really look into it and you watch how, the other people act, I'll say it that way, they support one another, right? And they don't want anyone else, and they're going to support themselves first. So they give the best example of what we actually should be doing. But of course,
that's facts. Them Asian people, they will support the Asian restaurants.
Exactly.
Them Arabs will go to their cousin's gas station, and then they will take one down and pass it around. You know what I'm saying? Like, we won't even support a cookie business. A YouTube that's free with a like or a share or a subscription. But they will build a whole store for their cousin, put his son in it, let him be the manager. You know what I mean? The cousin's the owner, and they put it in your neighborhood, and you be the one giving them all the money. And they passing that junk around each other.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, the black dude got the Citgo gas station, and he get like 12 customers a day.
Well, yeah. Check it out. Go to any big city in America and go to Chinatown and see if you can get an apartment in Chinatown. Not going to happen. They support their own, and we call them racist for that, right?
Try to get an apartment in a Jewish tower or Jewish Jewish complex.
No, not going to happen.
Yeah. Come to Atlanta and move to Druid Hills around the Jewish people. See if you can get you a crib over there. Even if it's for sale. You feel me?
God.
And you paying 20% over asking. You still ain't getting in that crib.
Not getting
they don't want you.
Nope.
It's almost like they got the right to ask on the application. Is it a nigga?
Right.
If it is, don't let him in. I don't understand it. But they be able to do that. And we don't even think about that stuff. And there's laws that kind of allow it.
And to be honest, my personal feeling, hey, let them do it. I don't care. I'm the type where
why don't we do it? That's what I'm saying.
That's the point. That's the point. Let's follow their example. Let's do our own thing, right? That's how I see it. But I'll yield on that.
Yeah, it's like 6 black families in my neighborhood. And you could tell they hate us walking the dog. Like, you feel like you gotta walk with your gun, like Ahmaud Arbery and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy.
Hey,
around your people.
While we're speaking on this, did if anyone knows, because I used to be following politics, I don't follow it as much anymore. But did Trump enact some type of segregation?
I don't know. You need to. Shit.
I believe he did, or he's in the process. If anyone in the chat,
I heard about that though, right? Some like bathrooms or something. Or
yeah, exactly that. And I think that
how
even
the hell
private
they
owners,
get bathrooms. Where the bathroom gonna be? Like white only gas stations? What the hell?
Yeah, it's something like that. If anyone in the chat knows what I'm talking about,
Black folks, I better stop going to Forsyth then and Waukee, Coweta County, Cherokee and stuff. So you right now, Israelite who's pro-black. Can't nope, that ain't what we talking about. But yeah, that's facts, Paris.
Yeah, kind of.
Shit. But yeah, all right. While we trying to I'll let y'all answer that in the chat and we'll get back to it. But I want to let y'all, hear what the rest of what they saying in this part.
Other and started supporting corporate America. So the racism plays a major part, but we don't have to buy into it.
I've been waiting to disagree with you, my brother. I'm waiting patiently. The thing is, even though I want to disagree with you,
she's crazy because she'll tell you, she like some people we know, right? That'll tell you what they don't want to say. and then they try to be nice after they told you what they don't want to say. You know, she one of them people.
I get where you're coming from. When I see black people talking about racism, all that stuff, I'm like, what is wrong with these people? You guys have food. You have.
She just said she was going to disagree with him, but in her disagreement, she about to tell you how she really feel about us. Listen.
Oh man.
About racism, all that stuff.
You get it? We kind of spoke about this. Never mind.
I'm like, what is wrong with these people? You guys have food, you have EBT, all this thing, and you're here shouting about somebody is racist.
I'm saying, right? EBT. What you know about that? What you know about that? Come on, girl. Stop playing.
To just leave that person and move on. I feel that way. Like, why are they always like complaining? But when
you see? Why are they always complaining? Why do you always talk about this racism? Yeah, just move on. Move from the white people. They're everywhere. You can't move on. Okay? You got to go to a place that you don't want to be at in order to not see them. The place that they want you at, which is the hood, right? You got to be where they got the water bad. They don't want you doing nothing crazy. The police is all in the area all the time. It's niggas trying to kill each other. They beefing over stuff because they ain't got no space. Right? Like, they want you in these places. You trying to move out these places. And when you move out these places, you experience racism because they're suspicious of you being the people that come from the places that they want you at. It don't make no sense. But yet and still, people like her don't see that until they watch a documentary. But after they watch the documentary, they still tell you how they feel. And when they tell you how they feel, this is what it is. Right?
When Black Lives Matters started happening, like, I sat down, I said, I need to actually know why these people are pained. And
nigga, what? I'm sorry, Salaki. What, ma'am? You want to know why we're pained? You ever heard of slavery? Ever heard of Jim Crow? Ever heard of segregation? Ever heard of Ahmaud Arbery, Philando Castile, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Icod Garley, what's the brother from Minnesota?
That was Philando Castile.
The other brother from Minnesota, one that got his neck stomped on.
George Floyd.
George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Eric Garner. Yep. Like, bruh, we could go on and on and on. My homie, Anthony Fields.
Okay.
We did a lesson on that one. So it's like, y'all got to understand, bro. We've been through stuff here. Everything I just think was just the police.
Right.
What you mean you want to know why we're pained? Are you crazy? What you think Black Lives Matter had to start for? And they had a problem with that. They started putting all Lives Matter signs out. Remember? They didn't even do that to y'all during apartheid in South Africa. They don't know our struggle. They don't understand what we've been through. They're explaining that to you.
If we look at the history, what they've done to them, like if you actually sit down, watch some documentaries, how they were maltreated, I don't think if I'm actually born, I will forgive those people. I don't care. It's easier for us Africans that were raised in Africa to feel like they're complaining because we were raised.
And then she says that if she was raised here, she wouldn't forgive the people, but they just told us to move around. Don't worry about it. Move away from the white people. But then when she put herself in our shoes, she would have been a crash out already. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. We can't crash out. We crash out as a rap. But you're telling us you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to live the life we live. So by default, you don't know our struggle. You're telling us you wouldn't even be able to live through it. You know what I'm saying?
raised through struggle. Like I barely even have water, and you have water, you're complaining. But then it's not about the basic necessity or about how we are raised. We are raised like.
That's not true. Again, because everybody in America don't have running water, ma'am. Everybody don't always have electricity, ma'am. Everybody don't always got food in the fridge, and we ain't got Salaki. We ain't got no lions and zebras and we could go get in the backyard either, dude. You feel me? In America, if somebody got cows and stuff, it's on a farm that they own. If you go take those, you're going to jail. That's called theft.
Right.
That's an advantage y'all have over us. Y'all could go, 50 miles out into the wilderness, catch you a deer or a gazelle, bring that joint back home on your shoulders, and cook it for the whole family for the next couple days. In America, you have to go to certain hunting grounds to be able to kill a deer. You can't just shoot one in the middle of the street at the stopping light. You're going to jail. If you're white, you could cut off the deer's head in the middle of traffic and hold up traffic while you're cutting the head off to put it on your wall. But unless you're one of those people doing that, you can't touch that deer unless you're on the hunting ground. He said Donald Trump lifted the 1965 executive order that required federal contractors to comply with the non-discrimination laws, which included the clause prohibiting segregated facilities. So that means that my job can make it, this is the black bathroom, this is the white bathroom, this the transgender bathroom, because we don't want y'all niggas with a.
Is that Zebulon?
Who you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, post it. Khan, the water.
Zebulon. So yeah. Yeah. So like, that's that. Know what I mean? Appreciate that. We were damn sure looking for that. So yeah, that's the executive order, right? They taking away the discrimination laws, so now they can discriminate against you. And they can make their facilities discriminate as well.
That's right.
I'm sure it goes past the bathroom. They could probably make the offices. This for the smart white people, and all you Hispanics can go over there.
No, I think that opens the floodgates for pretty much how it was.
It also opens the floodgates for us to have our own businesses, and we ain't got to hire no white people.
And that's the point.
But y'all don't think like that.
Right.
We could do the same thing.
That's right.
It ain't returning evil for evil if we going against them. They're already evil. We can't not return it. It look at us, bounce off us, and hit back them in the face. Like that's how it goes. It's returning evil for evil naturally with them. They are our enemy, right? It's up and it's stuck. You feel me? Hey, Shalom, sis. We got both of them in the building. Casa de Zabawalan is in his house. So,
Shalom.
I don't want to say way better. We might not have resources, but there are some way, like our people will not look down on us or put us behind. So it's in they're not sure that way. Like they just can't overlook it. And if you sit down and watch everything that the forefathers have been through for real, I changed my mind. No, they need to be angry. However, they should still move forward.
I mean,
well, damn it, that's what we've been doing, though. You duck monkey.
Right? She made no sense by saying that. How she said it.
I'm so sorry. Ain't that what we've been doing? Mm-hmm. We see a nigga get killed on TV every year. Y'all know that? Every year since Barack Obama, a Negro and Hispanic has been killed on national television, and it's been recorded and it's been talked about. And many times the person killing them didn't go to jail. There's been a couple times where the person killing them did go to jail, but they gave him food first. McDonald's, Longhorn Steakhouse, like they taking niggas to eat. Know what I mean? So, like, we see this type of stuff, we get mad. But after the riot, we're back at work the next day. Living our life like it never happened. Walking past all the holes in the city.
Yep.
Like, that's how it worked. When they had the big old riots and stuff like that during COVID, and the Palestine people was fighting and stuff like that, they was beating up the city, Antifa, throwing bullets in there, like bombs and stuff and everything, beating up everybody. You know what I'm saying? We had camp the next day, and it's freaking everything destroyed. Like,
right.
it's crazy. But you living your life the way you would live it. People walking down the street, there's holes everywhere. ATM machine got bullet holes in it. People at the ATM machine. Starbucks got a hole in the back window. They got boarded up, and there's a line at the Starbucks still. People living their life.
Right.
In destruction. In the midst of it. Chaos. So, like, that's literally what we be doing. But because they don't know our struggle, they're not involved in it. They come over here and just live their lives, right? They don't even know what's going on unless they watch the documentary. And she shows you she watched the documentary and still don't have a clue. Because she can't really correlate with it. She can't digest what she sees in the documentary. You know what I'm saying? Take the nutrients and spit out the bones because she never been through it. This is food her body can't digest. She's gonna catch diarrhea and it's all gonna come out. Sorry to be vocal. But that's what it is. They can't digest this stuff that we've been through. And y'all have to understand that. Y'all got to stop trying to sympathize with them and try to make it so that they can understand us so that we could all band together and stuff. As you can see, that's not going to happen. Because even millennial ones that are younger that come over here, they never really understand our struggle. If the millennials don't understand our struggle, you think the older people are going to do it? Makes no sense. The older people are the ones that taught these people how to think. Folks, Knock's age taught these brothers how to think because they about my age. Knock you about, no offense, Knock, but you like, you ain't too far. I'm just saying.
That's right. Just
just saying,
They're not like us. That's right, World Without End.
Yeah,
I'm back up a little bit.
Real talk, though. If one of them get the same age as my dad, they probably going to look, like they've been smoking crack their whole life. Because some of them Africans don't age well, even though they black. I'm just saying.
That's crazy. Hey, World Without End says if we did that, their economic structure will fall down so fast. He's going back to what Zebulon had put down about the executive order. Hey, that's a fact right there. That's a fact. If we were able to say, you know what, we don't care about the segregation laws, we're going to build with each other. But that would definitely destroy. That would definitely break down this society, this American society, economic.
If we did that for a couple months, we'd already been out of here. Yeah, how would have came already? We'd have been past the wilderness in Israel, beating white people with sticks. Like I'm telling you, for real, it already would have happened because their nation would have crumbled due to financial despair.
Yep.
All the other nations would have took the time to jump on in while they're falling.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it would have been a wrap. Like World War III would have started. So I never said Georgia not racist. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you delusional so Georgia. Yeah, whatever.
I just told y'all my friend got killed by Coweta County. We did a lesson on it.
Right.
The I grew up with. I know since kindergarten. Shot while surrendering on camera for driving his new Z06 through the city. And he's a war veteran on paid leave vacation back at the crib. Supposed to come drive with me. I had my Infinity at the time. We were supposed to go racing stuff. You know what I mean? And he on the way over there, driving around in Coweta, run past the police, and he never make it to Gwinnett. And I see on the news, he got shot up.
Damn.
So, that's what be happening. So, yeah, I never said Georgia not racist. I just said, there's some things you could do here as far as the laws that would make it so that because of the segregation and racist laws that he got going on, we could be racist towards them and make it so that you ain't got to worry about the stuff that we going through right now, right? You can have, there's laws in Georgia where if you got a church, everybody in your church could live in one neighborhood, and if they're not of the same ethnicity, because that's how your church is, you can kick everybody else out.
Okay.
You can make it so that other people can't move there.
Okay.
That's a law. I was in real estate school. I learned that, right? So he said, Cap, y'all groups have the same people, no growth. I don't see nobody from other races. We got a sister and a brother that's Zabawalan right here in the chat.
Wow. Don't you see the Casa de Zebulon?
We got brothers that look white.
Yeah.
I mean, we only gonna have 3 races. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, they either gonna be Black, Hispanic, or Native American, and all the things that are considered that. Like JJ, you know, Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? We only gonna have 2, bruh. You know what I'm saying? It's only gonna be well, I mean, that's only 2 that commented. Like, you know, we only got 28 people in the room right now. I mean, you know, hey, I mean, how many people you expect to be in here?
Right.
You know, I look Black, you idiot, but I'm actually Northern Kingdom. Looks could be deceiving, right? So it's like my family speaks Spanish and stuff. You feel? So but like I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get what you're saying. Like, because we accept Hispanics and Native Americans, those are considered other races last time I checked. And there's a lot of Israelite groups that got a lot of Hispanics and Native Americans in them, right? Just because you came to one that doesn't have a particularly large amount of us, right, doesn't mean we don't accept them and that we don't rock with them. So that to me is a mute point. And again, if we have like national things, it's not going to be, if it's a nationality, it's not something for just anybody of any race to be able to join Dynamite.
Let me put white Mexican, like, okay, whatever. Anyway, hey, Cap, I wanted to bring out a precept real quick before you move a little forward, because I wanted to bring a point up on what we were talking about with that, with the segregation law. I'm going to bring it, and you may already have this, I don't know, but this is Baruch. Just to,
nope,
and then I'll get
no precepts. I was going to make the video and get up out of here.
Okay, then I'm gonna explain why I'm bringing this. I'm gonna explain why I'm bringing this out. So I'm gonna read the book of Baruch, chapter 3, and verse 8. All right, and it reads: it says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God." Now, I wanted to bring this out because that is the truth. The reason why we are in our captivity yet this day is because of us not keeping the commandments. But with this segregation law, if brothers and sisters really kind of got into the scriptures and understood what's really going on, this is our key to getting the kingdom, right? If they want to go ahead and segregate us, let them do it, because what we can do is go back to keeping God's laws, and we can bring this economic structure down. Now, what do I mean by that? When you look at the weekends, right? Saturday, which is Sabbath, you know, we have the 7-day Sabbath, right? During Friday and on the weekends, that's usually when most of our people get paid. That's usually when the malls and the stores have sales. This is that crafty counsel of them trying to get us to not keep
the money, not go and spend it.
Exactly. So if we keep the commandments, if we keep Shabbat every 7th day, guess what? And you hold on to that money, we can then take that money, save that money up, and support one another to start our own businesses at the same time we're keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, and we can start building our kingdom up. So this segregation thing is, I love it. I appreciate it, and I know that we already, you know, as anointed,
we already set up to survive through it, because y'all gotta understand it's gonna happen whether you like it, understand it, believe it or not. That's the reason Trump is making it happen. It's prophecy. It's prophetic. The scriptures say to gather together, O nation that desire. What y'all don't know, that don't read, is that there's gonna be certain things that force the Israelites that want to keep the law to gather together, right? And once we actually do gather together, according to the book of 2nd Esdras, there's gonna be a place that we have where we're safe from the things that all the niggas that didn't want to gather with us are not gonna be safe from. Y'all call it Jacob's trouble. The news flash is Jacob's trouble, you in it already right now. That's why when the cop get behind you, your heart start beating and your legs stop flowing in blood and stuff. You start, you know, not being able to walk and everything, sinking in the seat. The lights come on, and then he move because he going for the dude in front of you, but you like, damn. And after he leave, your heart still beating fast and stuff. You just now feel the blood starting to circulate through your legs again 5 minutes later. If you get out the car too fast, you're going to fall. Like, that's because you're still in captivity, right? You're still going through those things that these people can't, you know, fathom. So y'all got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, JJ, if you're gonna scoff the comments, we can stop all this and have you come up and on stage.
He says, "Stop having children. Ain't nobody keeping the laws." That's man crazy. If ain't nobody keeping the laws, why we got fridges all this? We on this class and we about to keep Passover, you dumbass. But keeping the laws, that ish is. Oh, I don't even want to read this. Bye, JJ. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even got to read the rest of that. You
Right.
crazy, bro.
Right.
You crazy, bro. Okay. Your name JJ, right?
Dynamite.
Yeah, or JJ's Fish, whichever one. They both
there
straight.
you go.
I rock with them
Right.
both. You know, you got that crack. You know what I mean? But look,
Right.
what you got to understand is this, JJ. We are Israelites, right? You probably think you somebody the same color as a crayon that come out the box, but when you look in the mirror, unless you darker than Wesley Snipes, you don't actually look like the crayon you call yourself out the box. Ain't no Delta flight you could catch to the crayon you call yourself out the box. There is a spirit flight you could catch, and your spirit take the flight back to the Most High. But other than that, you can't catch no flight to black. So ain't no Africa, America. That place don't exist, which means the people that come from that place don't exist.
Right.
So what the hell are the people that have these fake names that the Bible calls bywords that you say is fake, right? He said grandma was waiting for fake Jesus and he never came. You're right. Your grandma was waiting on fake Jesus, you duck monkey. Real Jesus has steps to coming. See, the Christian church told you the white boy, you just look at him and put him on your wall and one day you'll see him when you die. But the Bible tells us there's a black guy, right? So-called black guy, right? He gonna pull up and there's things that have to happen for him to pull up, right? Like
what we're doing now.
To the law.
Right.
That you don't want us to keep, you
Right.
smart guy.
Duck
right?
monkey.
Not following the ways of the white people, right? Because they trash and they smell like, boo-boo. And I would say lastly, right? Brotherhood. Us gathering together, like I was talking about, right? Those are things that we need to do again. And we will do again. So you got to understand that, JJ. All right. It has nothing to do with us being racist, even though I will admit I am. I ain't gonna speak for nobody else.
Oh, we know what it means. We look at it differently. Yes.
Yes, me definitely for sure.
Yeah.
I think I'm confident in saying knock is too. I seen him almost slap a white boy once. So I'm just saying. So like I just think that for somebody like JJ to tell people not to have no children, folks ain't keeping the laws, that junk is trash. It just shows how much he don't know nothing, right? And it's kind of embarrassing. You feel me? Because the laws, before we close out, right? Before you get Daniel 7:18, because I ain't gonna play no more video. You already heard the part I want y'all to hear. They don't understand that, right? If I play the rest of this, y'all are gonna get mad. So y'all can watch it on your own. It's a Jubilee video. But the people like JJ, right? They don't understand that we have a heritage that we were given, right? And according to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, we lost our heritage, right?
That's right.
According to the book of Deuteronomy, after losing our heritage, we would go through a series of curses, one of which would, actually involve us being called the byword.
Yep.
Black is a byword. Negro or nigga is a byword. African American is a byword. Spic, Mexican, Hispanic, Haitian, Jamaican, they all bywords. So these are things we got to think about, right? When you get that, go ahead and read that.
Okay.
It's all right, 24, 23.
Oh, is that what you wanted? Salakia.
What I asked for?
I was going to Deuteronomy, but if you want Sirach, then I got you. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 24 and verse 23.
I probably did. Yeah.
All these things are of the book. Salakia. All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High God. Even the law which Moses commanded for an heritage unto the congregations of Jacob.
Yeah, Lily remind me, we can't forget about the Afro-Americans, you know what I mean? But yeah, so yeah, bro. You know, we discontinued from our heritage, which is the laws that the Most High gave us, right? So now we have the heritage that we just read. So that means we have to come back to that heritage at some point, JJ, in order to take back the gifts that we're supposed to have. The Israelites, I don't know if you know anything about the Bible because I mean, clearly don't seem like you do, but the Israelites are the most important people on the planet, bro.
That's right.
The Quran says it, the Bible says it, and according to mankind in the Abrahamic religions, those are the only two books that really matter. So they both say what they need to say about the Israelites, right? Both religions would tell you the Bible ain't about, and we ain't worried about them no more. The Muslims don't care about Israel, and the Christians and Catholics don't care about Israel.
Nope.
So you got to understand that, bro. The Bible ain't what you think it is. Your grandma didn't understand it, which is why she died with the doctrine she died with, waiting for a man that already is dead to come, which is white Jesus. He's a real person named Cesare Borgia. He ain't coming back except to be a slave. If he ain't here already, he'll be back in the resurrection to get somebody, a prized possession on the plantation. He might be Yahweh personal slave. You never know. If I was the prince, I would do that. Like, hey, yo, ugly, you gonna walk with me forever. Just follow me till your feet fall off, type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I would do it. And the Bible says we're supposed to meditate on the kingdom. So I am gonna have an Edomite I do that to. I just don't know who it's gonna be yet. Whoever the most famous white boy is I have on my plantation, most I will, he gonna have to walk until his ankles fall off his legs. You think that's possible or not?
Hey, I'd love to see it.
He at least got to break both of them or something. Like some got to have. He can't have his ankles no more in use. So, but that's just me. So, but I want you to understand that, JJ. All right, before we leave, our people are the most special people on the planet.
That's right.
And we've discontinued from our heritage, but we are a chosen generation to go and take that heritage back. And for you Israelites, right, y'all got to remember, this isn't a thing about us waiting for a Messiah to come back.
Right. Bring that out.
Steps that you take that will cause the Messiah to come back.
He's waiting on us,
It's
y'all.
just levels to this thing. He's waiting on us. Now we waiting on him. He ain't came back yet because we ain't did the things we're supposed to do yet to make him come back.
There you go.
He don't know when he's gonna come back because he don't know when we're gonna do the things to make him come back. So the people that were taught to wait on him were taught wrong. They weren't taught what to actually do.
Yep.
Right? So we have to remember that. We got to keep that in mind and not forget it, okay? Because if you forget it, that's when you start to have the mindset that JJ has, where you start to think none of this stuff is real. We ain't supposed to believe in it because, it make you feel like, hey, my whole family was waiting on this dude to come and he ain't never show up. Your family was waiting on a lie to come. They weren't told the truth of the Bible. And they were given a picture that don't match the man. The man himself and the people that follow the man said, believe in him as the scriptures have said, and out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. And then they draw a fake picture of him with the description still in the Bible, the way that it's supposed to be. And y'all don't read the Bible to see what his description is.
That's the problem. That's a big problem, Mr. JJ. You don't read.
We don't read. So when they give a doctrine that also doesn't match the Bible, y'all have no problem believing it and waiting on some guy to come that don't look like the guy that's in the Bible.
God.
If they made you somebody that don't look like the dude that's in the Bible, what made you think they gave you a doctrine that matches what the real guy is coming with? It don't make no sense. His family was waiting on the wrong G. Exactly. So, you know what I mean? That's what you got to understand. So there's no offense, no disrespect by any of this that we're saying. But we just want you to understand the things you said about the Bible is wrong. You know what I mean? It is something we're supposed to be following. It's something we need to be following. And we're not supposed to be waiting on anything, right? So, except the kingdom to come. But that's it. It's like everything else, really, even that, if you want to be technical, we're supposed to make that happen.
Right.
It's up to us. So, and taking the kingdom is a result of that. It's not a waiting the kingdom. It's called taking the kingdom. To take things is the action. You have to do things to take.
Right.
It's a verb, right? So if you're not doing something to take it, then that means it ain't going to be taken. That's why we're here. So we got to start doing the things that's required of us to take this kingdom. All right.
Yep.
I get with that. Hope y'all enjoyed the lesson.
Gotta take it. Gotta take it. Count. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Hey. Love that roar. Hey, I hope everyone got something off of this. Again, Salakia, that we got started late this evening. We had some other business to tend to before we started class, and we took care of that. But hey, we're glad that you were here. We're glad. Hope that you were edified. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And those who have not yet actually been to our website, right? Support our website. If you're not able to support AHOS, at least visit the website. We got a lot of features on there that are for you and for your family. So we just want you to go ahead and check that out for us. All right. Anyone who was wanting to attend Passover 2025 with Anointed House of Saints, we will be having our Passover on actually this Friday. Yeah. Evening. It will be in Atlanta, Georgia. The feast will start at 7:30 p.m. You can purchase tickets on our website. I believe they're still available. You can go to our website, anointedhouseofsaints.org. Look for the events tab, tap on that, and you can see the two types of tickets you can purchase. Single for $75, and also a family up to 5 is $150. So we would love to see you. If you're able, Lord willing, to come, we would love to see you. All praises for that. Also, any brothers who are wanting to put their brick in and build with the Anointed House of Saints, right? You can do so by sending us your interest at anointedhos@gmail.com. In the subject line, make sure you put prospect phase, and we'll get that information as to when the next prospect phase is going to begin. All right. Also, as you see, you're here, and we love that you're here every Monday, but we have classes also throughout the week. So stay tuned and make sure to come back to this channel. Come back to support us on our other days. We have our Thursday night Torah, which is taught by our Captain Jonathan. We have
Yep.
a Torah portion, Salakia, Torah portion, and then on Fridays we have a Bible study, right? We have a Bible study which is on our Zoom. If you want access to that, hey, come join the congregation, right? You can send an email to us. If you'd like to join the congregation, you can send an email to us, and we'll make sure that we can get that to make that happen. Also, then we have our Sabbath morning brew every Shabbat, or every Saturday, every Shabbat, with Captain Aharon. Great edification, great classes. And also, not him, but we have other brothers who are teaching on those days, on that day. All right, so
sometimes when he when he not teaching, he the main teacher, but
he's the main, right.
There's other brothers that teach that class too.
Count all praises to the Most High. Also, if anyone has not yet, and maybe not known, if anyone has Clubhouse, right? We do have a Clubhouse house, if that makes sense. A Clubhouse room, right? Just go to Clubhouse. If you don't have it, you can download Clubhouse either at the on the App Store, which would be the Google App Store on your Android. I believe it's the Apple Store if you have an iPhone. Download Clubhouse, sign up, look for Anointed House of Saints, look for our logo, and join the room. Join the room, subscribe to the room, because we will be, you'll catch us on there at times, right? Tonight was one of those nights, right? And we had a full house. So where you can also be edified, come on and check us out on Clubhouse. Let's see what else. Let me go ahead and give shout outs because I didn't give them earlier before class started. So real quick, I'm going to go through real quick, give the shout outs to everyone. I want to thank you again for being here. Well, listen, we're going to let you get home. Shout out to Sister Johanna, Shalom, Sister Malka, Shalom to the brother Magan, Shalom to Sister Neri, Shalom to Charlicia, that's House of Paris, House of Gun, Shalom to Brother Gun, Shalom to you, brother, Shalom to that mighty brother, Kawal, I think he's in D.C. or D.C. area, Shalom to you, brother, Shalom to Yakal, Shalom to that mighty officer, Boaz, be zealous, Shalom to you, brother, good to see you here, Shalom to the mighty officer, Karataza, North Carolina, Shalom to you, brother, Shalom to Sister Lily, Shalom to Brother Gary, to the mighty soldier Gary, Shalom to, let's see who else we got, Shalom to Jay Smooth.
Nobody know who Soldier Gary is, because that gonna say, be like Ant. She'd be like, Soldier Gary? And we'd be like, who the hell is that?
Salaki, yeah, be like Ant, Salaki. Shalom. Shalom to, who else we got? Shalom to the mighty soldier Araya out in the Bay Area. Shalom to Ak Moshe. Shalom to Sister Izariah. Shalom to you, sis. Good to see you. Let's see who else we got. Shalom to that mighty first officer Kadar Aharon out of that state of Texas. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom to the mighty officer Kasadia in Naptown. Shalom to, let's see who else we got. Oh, this is gonna be easy because I just keep seeing the same names. All right. Shalom to Eric Osborne. Oh, what is this topic? This kid put me to sleep. Well, then leave, brother. If it ain't for you, then if it's making you tired.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. Shalom to the brother soldier Antonio. Shalom to you, brother. To the mighty soldier Antonio. Shalom to, let's see who else we got on here. If I missed you, Salakia. Shalom to Gabar Minyah, warrior of Ephraim. Shalom. Let's see, I'm still scrolling down. Shalom to Phineas. Shalom, Kwam. Shalom, Kwam. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom to brother Chris Israel. Thawada for being here, brother. Shalom, hope to see you again. Shalom to that mighty soldier, Yaquab in North Kakalaki. Shalom. Let's see who else we got. Keep scrolling. Shalom to the mighty Captain Judah out of North Carolina. Shalom to Bantu Mandika. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom to Sister 211 2MX, or is that 2112? Shalom to you, sister. Shalom to the lovely Sister Rose. Good to see you, sis. Shalom to Stephanie Gentry. Shalom to you, sis. Shalom to, let's see what we got. Shalom to Devorah Casa de Zebulon. And also brother Zebulon. Shalom. I don't see him on here, but hopefully see him on here when I scroll down. Shalom to World Without End. Shalom. Let's see who else we got. I believe that is it. Nope. Shalom to Minority 144. That's our brother Zebulon. Shalom to everyone. Thank you again for
the water
for y'all attending for class. And I know it's late, so I'm gonna let you get out of here. I'm gonna go ahead, go to the book of Daniel, chapter 7. Oh, I just lost it. It's like, let me get back to it.
Sure, my little man.
My bad. Let me get back to it.
You sleep, man?
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. If I can get there, I don't know why I'm not. Come on, there it is. Oh, that's not it. And my pages be sticking sometimes. I hate that.
It's all right.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18, and it reads, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. By Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai." Hey, y'all, stay in this truth, right? Stay in this word. Read your Bible. Keep the commandments, right? Because we want to get out of here, right? They're already segregating us again, and this is our time right now to shine when we keep God's laws and commandments. But until next time,
and get the leaven out your households, right?
Oh, there we go.
Until after the Passover feast, the whole thing, Feast of Unleavened Bread, right?
That's right. Pre-prep, right, for the Passover. The Passover or the prepping for Passover. Make sure you get all that leaven out, and not only just the leaven
out the last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. I just want to make that clear.
And make sure to get the leaven out of you too. All right. Hear me? So with that, this is Milk Mondays. Again, I'm Officer Knock.
Captain Alya'Al.
And until next time, family. All right. Shalom.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music, black music, black music, black music.